Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at the fourth set of fact sheets that have been released for Farming Simulator 25. And this week we've got 2 vehicles and 4 pieces of equipment to go over. So let's take a look at them. Starting out we have the Oxbo BP2140E green bean harvester, which we've already seen some screenshots of in the post about green beans, but now we get to see the specs for it. And this harvester has 315 horsepower, a 850 litre fuel tank, and a 15,000 litre capacity, which as we know the bunk of this raises up and uses a conveyor belt system to unload the green beans. Then it has a 3.3 metre working width and costs £498,500, so it is a very expensive machine. It also has variable CVT transmission with a top speed of 25 km per hour or 15 miles per hour, weighs 19.5 tonnes, then the working speed is 10 km per hour or 6 miles per hour. So they're the specs of this harvester, and I think we all expected it to be expensive because all of the other specialised harvesters are. But still, I'm sure we'll all be using this at some point in FS25 as well as the other Oxbo machines, so we can try out the new crops. Moving on, we have the Annaburger HTS 22B.79 wheelbase with the AW 22.17 trailer attached to it. So this is similar to the IT runner pack where the trailer is separate to the wheelbase. And I'm pretty sure there'll be a few different things we can attach to it as well, just like there is with the IT runner. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other equipment there is for it, because this trailer is actually very unique, as you'll find out in a minute. Going over to the specs, we're starting with the wheelbase, which costs £38,000, requires 180 horsepower and weighs 4.8 tonnes. So this is what connects to our tractor first, then we can attach the trailer or any other equipment there is for it on top. Moving over to the trailer, this costs £35,000 at the base price, has a 25 to 36,000 litre capacity, weighs 3.8 tonnes, plus it also has a 24 metre working width. Which is why I said this is unique, because it's not only a standard tipper trailer, but also a spreader. And if we look at what this can hold, there's all of the usual crops along with manure, solid fertiliser and road salt. So they're obviously the 3 things we're going to be able to spread with this. But yeah, this is a very cool piece of equipment, and with it being both a trailer and spreader, I can see myself using this a lot in FS25. Up next we have the Claas Evian 450 harvester with the Vario 620 header, and I really do like this. I think it looks fantastic. It's great to see a smaller harvester from Claas as well, because we've only had large harvesters from them previously, but this one will be perfect for the smaller fields and maps. Going over to the specs, this harvester has 258 horsepower, a 500 litre fuel tank and a 8,000 litre capacity. Then this will cost £226,500 at the base price, which is pretty good, and it has variable CVT transmission with a top speed of 40 km per hour or 24 miles per hour and weighs in at 11.5 tonnes. Then the crops this can harvest are wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, corn and long grain rice. Going over to the header, this will cost £52,000, weighs 2.2 tonnes, has a 6.2 metre working width, with a working speed of 10 km per hour or 6 miles per hour. And with this being the cereal crop header, it can harvest wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, soybeans and long grain rice. Obviously there will be a corn header for this as well, because we know the harvester can hold that and sunflowers. But for now this header is the only one we get to see. Considering the working width of this, it isn't that expensive either. And for the harvester and header together, it would be just under 300,000. So I can see this being a very popular machine in FS25. Moving on to the last piece of equipment, we have the Dalbo Powerchain 800 disc harrow, which is very different looking to the disc harrows we've seen before, with the triangular shape of it and the discs coming across diagonally. You'll see it also has a seeder on it as well. So it's an interesting piece of equipment and a whole new style of disc harrows to what we've had in the previous games. For the specs, this disc harrow costs £43,000, requires 180 horsepower and has a 300 litre capacity for the seeder that's attached to it. Then it weighs 5.8 tonnes, has an 8 metre working width, with a working speed of 18 km per hour or 11 miles per hour. And of course it can also hold seeds because it has the seeder on it, then it can plant grass and oilseed radish. So this has a good working width and speed, and the fact it can plant grass and oilseed radish makes it much more useful than other disc harrows. And I personally don't tend to use disc harrows, but I'll certainly be trying this one out in FS25 because it's a very cool piece of equipment. Anyway, we've looked at all of the vehicles and equipment now, so that brings us to the end of this week's fact sheets. But we got to see some nice new vehicles and equipment that are coming to FS25, and these fact sheets will be coming out every week, usually on a Friday, up until the game's released on November 12th. So we'll have plenty more of them to go over up until then. But that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and feel free to subscribe so you never miss another video.